New day, big things, more plans, cheat codes, routines all over the place. Just things in store that I really am glad this is all coming together. Good afternoon, good evening, hello to all those who are listening. Worldwide, nationwide, citywide. It's BT back to do another podcast. I'll admit today this is going to be one of my random rants, but just a general discussion. It is my way of really taking time to just realize that moments when you feel like you're either on the verge of slowing down or you actually slow down, that it causes you to just take a moment and just say, you know what, it's not the end of the world. Life moves on, grow, build. Don't beat yourself up about what did or didn't work out, and just learn from it. Normally I come in and I'm, ready to have my whole thoughts and my plans all written out and, hey, this is what I'm going to talk about. But today this is kind of a legitimate grab bag topic because I'll admit it, I had a pretty solid week. And today was just, hey, should be able to top it off and should be good to go, roll into my little Thursday, Friday weekend, as I call it, and then grind for the weekend and have a little bit of fun. It got a little damper due to just human error. A few things that I messed up on my gig, but the main thing was it slowed me down, but it didn't. I tried to make my best effort to not let it stress me out, because one thing that we as people have to learn how to do is be willing to take criticism, and not just criticism, but constructive criticism. Because many times it can be that one small thing or that one minute opportunity that can get us to a better place or in a better state of mind. And one thing with me that I really and truly can admit is that the place or the observation that I'm at now is 10 times different than what it used to be. And I really and honestly didn't realize that until I really just taken that brief moment to just sit back and just look at how things have come around for me from where they were compared to where they are now. So I'm really just kind of I'm really doing this podcast in the sense to just let those people know you're going to have those moments and you're going to have those times when things just aren't going to work out. You can't sit and just stop and think that, okay, the world's over and it's all going to come to an end and nothing's going to come together and stop the world. Woe is me. And it's all just downhill from here. You can have that little frustrating moment with yourself for a little bit, but when you sit in that place and you don't move forward, it causes you literally to, in so many words, stunt your growth and stop yourself from going to that place that you should have been all along, which is in a better position than where you feel like you belong. Sometimes we don't know where we belong. And this is one of those podcasts that normally I can kind of say I would shut it off and just end it right here and just say that's all I want to talk about, because it's putting me in a place now where I'm really just thinking about it myself. And I truly emphasize this to everyone who's listening. If your chance comes to do something, do it. Don't put it off. Don't use excuses. Don't personally challenge yourself. Do it. The biggest thing that I really stand behind or really look at today that I had to force myself to realize is that I've talked to others about it, but for me, this is that moment where I really and truly have to be accountable and be responsible for it, what did or didn't work out, in so many words. I won't really go into personal details as to what happened because it's just not going to really be relevant in so many words. But those who I've discussed it with, they understand, and that's kind of where that's at. If I do feel the need to discuss it or address it with others, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It sometimes life can find a way to weigh you down, but it's a matter of, are you willing to fight back against the weight? And I think this is one of those moments where it's like, Brian, you got to fight against the weight. Just, it's going to be okay. Excuse me. It really and honestly could be much worse. And I think that's what's made me grow and adjust to life in a way that I really don't think other people understand. And not to be arrogant or cocky about it. I really don't care if others really understand it or get it or not. And one of the reasons that I really look at that or observe it from that standpoint is because I've been, and I guess I may as well kind of blend it from the sports realm, but kind of present it in this aspect. I've listened and noticed how many interviews and how many conversations that Cam Newton has had to explain about why he does what he does, or why he has fun, or is he allowed to have fun, and all of this other stuff. You shouldn't be given a choice to do something that you have the option to do. Prime example, but legitimate point. If Tom Brady celebrated doing touchdowns, it would be the most allowable and enjoyable thing in the league, in what most of us define as and consider the no fun league. But because you have a talented African American athlete going out, scoring touchdowns, playing the game, having fun, being positive, doing something as small as scoring a touchdown and giving it to a kid, he's the bad guy. And I think I really don't want to jump into this topic blind, because this is one of those things that I really want to sit. This is almost like literally a moment when I'm like, I need my squad to, like, my cool kids just all come together and say, yo, let's jump on the mic and just go at it. Because it's just it's an intriguing conversation that can go in multiple directions. And the main thing about it is that not everyone is open-minded enough to see it. And that's what I'm realizing with myself, is that if I wasn't open-minded, I wouldn't be able to deal with what I'm dealing with now. You have to, and this is probably gonna be one of the oddest ways for me to end a podcast, but I really want to get this out there. And plus, I'm not gonna lie, I just got Halo 5, so I need to relieve some stress, and I'm in like a mental aggro state right now. I'm not per se mad about anything. It's just, I need to just quote unquote ease some tension and just cool off a little bit. And it never hurts to do that from time to time. But what I want to say, and this is kind of like my unintended close and mic drop, whatever you want to call it, but any moment or any opportunity that a negative situation comes about, don't let that negative moment fester so long that you ignore the fact that a positive spin is coming. You literally, the first thing that popped in my head, the first song is from Lauryn Hill, to turn a negative into a positive picture. Like, that's basically what has to be done, is to not let moments wear you down to the point that you miss out on what's really important in life. And that's really what I want to get across in this podcast tonight, is you'll have things that'll go your way, and you'll have things that won't go your way. Those quote unquote won't go your way moments don't mean that it's all over and it's all downhill. I push and I present and make it known that it's not easy. Nothing in life is meant to be easy. I've been told this, and I can say it now, and I don't mind presenting it. Dating and relationships are hard. Yes, they are very hard. You have to put work into it to get the worthwhile results. The X factor to that a lot of us miss or ignore is the work has to be presented across the board. And that's the same with life. If we present it and we're looking for the world to do its part, but we're not doing our part. We can't sit and look and say, well, why didn't this go this way? Or why didn't this work out that way? Well, what did you do? As the infamous song goes, what have you done for me lately? I'm over here going through the major struggle right now. Sorry about that. But you have to really take that moment and just sit back and look at everything from the full circle. This will be my first time doing this, and I just want to see if anybody will do it, just to see what happens. During the middle of the day, tomorrow, if you're able to, go outside, take your phone. If your phone has the ability to do so, I want you to stand in one place. And if you have a smartphone, like if you have an iPhone or an Android, you should be able to do this with your camera. Take your phone and put it in panoramic mode and just do a full circle and take a picture. And take a moment and look at what you see. No one's going to say you're going to see everything behind you that comes, but just look at life in a full circle. That's what I'm going to leave you all with tonight. And I know this is like one of my oddest ways of ending or closing a podcast, but I'm wanting to attempt to do something that I haven't done before. And that is I'm not sure if this is going to be live streamed or if it's just going to be me uploading a video. Haven't figured it out yet, but I'm working on it. But I want to get some stuff up on my YouTube for some gaming footage, and I need to try it out and see how I can do it. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And if you're not following me there already, it's under btaylor21. What I will let everyone know who is listening is that at some point, I can't say when, but a few of these podcasts that are being posted on Spreaker will be removed, and I'll have to make space for new podcasts. But, and this is a big but, that doesn't mean that they're not going to be available to listen to, because thanks to SoundCloud, which I believe I have a limited amount of space there as well, but even if SoundCloud doesn't work for you, I still have them posted on my YouTube channel. And what I'm pushing to do, or my objective right now, is to go into my YouTube channel and modify it and detail it and break it down so that if you go to my channel, it doesn't look like a zoo. Because right now, everything is everywhere, and I have not taken any bit of time to do any maintenance. And the truth is, I have no excuses for it other than I just haven't done it. So my accountability is I just haven't done it. And that's just the way it's going to be presented in this podcast. So, but going back to what I said earlier, try to do that panoramic challenge and just look at the world in a full circle. On that note, you all have a good night. This is BT signing out. Peace.